I think Chris Williamson says one of his famous quotes is like, "Stop breaking promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it."
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the zombie version of Will? To bring it back to that, what's the zombie version of Will? When you're tired, what's the first thing that you notice?
I just can't think clearly. I'm quicker to anger. I'm quicker to lash out, if that's not the same as anger. Maybe it is. My tolerance to get angry reduces, and then I get angry. I can't think clearly when I'm deciding what to do with my day or how I'm going to approach a certain problem, how I'm going to fix it. It takes me a bit longer. I'll become more reliant on tools that I use, such as AI and other directives. And that means that it's not really authentically me, and I'm in a business where authenticity is key. It's basically me with sort of an AI add-on, and that's not me, you know. So it's erodes the fundamentals of what I think would make the best channel possible. I'm curious for you.
I get very snappy.
Snappy.
Yeah, very quick to just be jumping down someone's throat, which for me, I like to be someone that's very cool, calm, like in control, able to manage their emotions, have good EQ, and return to baseline quite quickly. But when I'm tired, I am snappy. I'm quick to jump down someone's throat, quick to interrupt people, quick to just get agitated. And I really don't like it. So I have to implement a very good sleep schedule to stay on top of that, because I don't like the zombie version of myself that shows up. I notice when I get really tired, that's when my cognitive ability starts to decline. But it is initially my sort of emotional regulation dips first, which is always very challenging for me. As such an emotive being.
Probably feel it 10 times stronger than I do as well.
Yeah, this is it.
When I think I'm angry, it's just like everyone else's baseline.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what's really interesting is perspective shifts when you're tired as well. So your problems don't change, but how you view them, the lens you're viewing them with, is wildly different. Wildly different, because our ability to face problems is so much higher when we're well rested. We feel a bit more resilient. We've got a bit more get up and go, a bit more backbone, a bit more self-confidence. Whereas when we're tired, we don't want to face our problems. Our perspective is a lot more negative. We feel a lot more down on ourselves. Some life problems are actually just perceptions caused by fatigue.
Yeah. I definitely get more stressed more easily when I'm tired or under-rested. And feel like I'm trapped and there's no way out. If I'm facing a problem or I can't make a decision, I feel like, oh, well, this is just... and you feel like the answer is just to work more. And actually the answer at that point is to work less and just have an early night. It's definitely something that I've noticed within myself.
No, I think you're right there. But what's interesting is it's restraint, isn't it? It's having perspective to understand and go, okay, my body is tired, my mind is tired. The way out is not just to continue trying to bulldoze my way. It's to actually acknowledge that my body is asking for something I'm not giving it. So sometimes we have to just take a step back, but that discipline required is boring and unpopular. It doesn't sell. No one wants to hear that, oh, you probably just need a good night's sleep, bro. You probably just need to fix your wind down routine. You probably just don't need to stare at your phone until you go to bed. Probably just need to read for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that because discipline is boring. Discipline is unpopular.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that they are actually responsible for the causes, or that they are the cause of the problems.
Well, and also it's like you're having to pay a price now to get the rewards later. It's like you have to end your day here. You have to make the conscious decision to, right, this is where I'm going to end my day. And you might not want to end your day in that moment. You might still want to, I don't know, watch the next episode of the series you're watching, or you want to, I don't know, watch another YouTube video. You might want to, I don't know, do anything really. But you're making, no, I'm going to end my day here and I'm going to wake up and then tomorrow I'll feel better. But it doesn't feel like a guarantee that tomorrow will be better just because I've gone to sleep earlier today. It's like you're having to pay a price you don't quite know what the reward will be.
But I would argue that's someone that hasn't implemented a good sleep schedule. You know, you speak to someone that is very much in charge of their sleep and their disciplines. They know they're getting a good night's sleep. Saying no to that social event that's going to cost them on the trail end. They're going to burn the candle at both ends. They know that a good night's sleep is going to benefit them. They know how to set up their day right. They know that waking up for that 5 a.m. wake up is going to do them the world of good rather than staying up to 2 a.m. partying. But it's interesting, again, because the discipline's unpopular. No one wants to hear that doing the right thing is the right thing.
Yeah.
All these things your parents told you about when you were a child were actually right.
Yeah.
You know, all you need is just a good sleep.
Do you reckon sleep is an unteachable lesson?
How so?
The only people who know the benefits of it are the people that do it. You can't tell somebody the benefits of sleep and somebody just implement it into their life day one.
So it has to be a learnt lesson.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell people. Yeah, you can open the door. You know, isn't the saying a teacher can open the door, but the student has to step through? It's exactly the same with this. You can tell people the benefits of a good night's sleep, of a good circadian rhythm, of a good wind down routine. But until people actually do it, they're not going to know. It's the same thing with any rule. Like the morning walk, I'm trying to get my mother to do the same thing, go out for a walk. And she's fighting me on it. I'm like, fine, like that's fine. If you don't want to implement it, that's entirely up to you. But I'm telling you there's benefits. But she won't see them until she tries it. She's starting to on some days, but there's always excuses. Oh, you know, I've got to get up early. I'm like, yes, of course you do. But there's trade-offs, isn't there? So with the discipline question, I've got a question when it comes to sleep. People feel the need to bring their phones into their rooms and they end up scrolling. People feel the need to keep their phones on them because they feel the need to be reachable at all times. Do you think the belief that we must always be reachable is ego disguised as importance? Are we kidding ourselves that we need to always be reachable?
Or it's fear of missing out of something.
Okay.
I think if something in your friendship group happens and you don't find out until the morning and everyone else has responded and you're the last one to respond, it's like you feel like you've missed the buzz. And yeah, to the point of being reachable, it's like, I suppose it would depend on your level of responsibility and how likely you are to need to be reached out to. For example, if you're waiting on a really important call from America and they're either going to call you tonight or tomorrow afternoon, you're not going to put your phone outside the room that day. And then you might be more tempted, you're anxious about that. So therefore you're going to probably have a disturbed night anyway, because you're constantly waking up and thinking, oh, I'll just check my phone, see if somebody's called.
But maybe that's the case if someone needs to set clear boundaries. You know, I would like to think a lot of my friends know that they can call me if they need me, but I think most of my friends also know that once it's past 9 o'clock, it's got to be a fucking good reason for you to be calling me.
Yeah.
If you call me, oh mate, do you want to come out? But like, why have you called me? What is the emergency?
Yeah. I do not expect a response after 8:30 with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the exact right response.
And then when I wake up, I expect to see probably 4 or 5 messages at 6 a.m.
Yeah, this is it. And then I don't expect a response until like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's because there's clear boundaries in place. But the nervous system will never get privacy if you're constantly feeling like you need to be reached. But then the nervous system and the mind can never get peace because you're constantly reached. I would like to just throw in a little quote from one of my favorite series, and I think it's yours too. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah. Ted Mosby.
How I Met Your Mother. It's so true because, yeah, when you're tired, late night decisions usually poor ones. So chances are, if you just get a good night's sleep, you're going to feel a lot more grounded and have a better ability to make decisions.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sleep. Sleep is emotional digestion, really. You know, we eat and we digest. But sleep is our emotional digestion. So without sleep, the emotions don't resolve. They just stack. Irritation becomes identity. Stress becomes personality. You're not becoming weaker. You're just carrying yesterday's weight into today. Sleep won't erase the problem. It just removes the residue that's attached to them. So when you sleep, you're going to be digesting. Have you ever woken up after a good night's sleep and felt like a problem you had yesterday no longer feels as big or scary?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
What does that do for you when you've got that new insight on that problem?